the woman next to me started breaking out in basket case, which kind of pissed me off because I'm like, just let him cook. Just let him listen to the song, please.
Do not sing in theaters. That's a PSA. Welcome back to Movie Rebrew, episode 92. With me today, world's biggest Predator movie franchise fan. Welcome back to the pod, Keegan.
We are doing Predator Badlands, right? That's the point of this episode. Did I get that right?
Like a week ago, Keegan, you like messed up a showtime for a movie, and then you ended
you
up
told me to see Roofman. I think on this pod you said go see Roofman, and so I went to go see it. And when I got there, I realized that it was not actually showing at that theater. So I saw Predator Badlands, which I was going to see anyways instead, and it fucking rocks.
When Keegan said he saw Predator Badlands, I'm like, man, that stinks. Why'd you pick that movie, though? Just go home. I've never seen any Predators movie, so maybe that's on me.
You've never seen any of them?
No.
Dude, the first one is all time.
80s movie? I don't, like, hand up, I don't really even know much about the I know that the Aliens, Predators came out.
Yeah.
About it, man.
Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers.
Schwarzenegger's in those movies?
He's in the first one.
Crazy.
Check it out.
For you guys today, we have Bugonia. Yorgos Lanthimos directed film starring Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. And we're also talking about the new Running Man that came out, Edgar Wright's adaptation of Stephen King novel, also sort of an adaptation of the 1987 Running Man, sort of. Me and Keegan rewind the OG Running Man that came out earlier last week. You can give that a listen if you're curious about it. In short, entertaining flick, not that great. Keegan, beer. You got beer on you?
I do. So I'm going through I'm at the beer store, and I'm thinking, how can I get a beer to tie these two things together? And both of these movies are very much about revealing the truth. And so there's this beer called Truth Unleashed. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get that. That's perfect. But then it was like a 12 beer variety pack. I'm like, I don't really want that. So instead, I got this. Honey Buds, fermented by Stardust Cellars. Stardust with space. Honey is a big part of Bugonia. So I figured that'd be better. It's an hour old from when I bought it, unrefrigerated, so this will be probably brutal to drink, but here we go.
Damn. You did really good.
Thanks.
Honey was a smart way to take this.
Tasting it, this might be incredible.
Well, I bought this last week, banking on the fact that Buzzsaw would make an appearance based off the first Running Man, which just not a smart decision. But also, I was at Trader Joe's and he just caught my eye, and I had to get it. I got Bunny Chainsaw.
Hell yeah, that looks sick. Oh, dude, how about this? Spontaneously fermented carbonated lemon ginger mead.
Oh, dear God, dude, I love a good mead. That sounds so good. Mine's a double dry hop hazy IPA. I think this is brewed somewhere in Cali, Glendale, California.
Wow, this is so good. However, $22, 4-pack.
What percentage?
5.
Oh, wow. Dude, that looks so good. So
Tasty
good. I should also mention, too, that I had the good fortune of interviewing new director Daniel Masciari and his directorial debut, Station at Home, which will also be in this podcast at some point. I'll splice it in there for those listening via Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you're listening to on YouTube, it's on a separate video. I'll probably put it in the description of this video. Man. This might be a rough pod, guys. This might be a rough pod. We are fighting demons, right? I'm seeing ghosts out here. All right, Keegan. Oh, wait, I didn't take a sip of the beer. Oh, yeah. That's really, really good. 8.2%, so.
Ooh. Yeah, the Truth Unleashed was an 8.7. So there's a lot working against it, but the name would have been perfect.
Keegan, any preference, Bugonia or Running Man?
Probably have more to say about Bugonia, but Running Man's fresher because we both, I believe, just walked out of it.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
do Running Man then.
let's do Running Man.
All right. Boys and girls. I'll take Running Man first.
Okay.
So this is Edgar Wright is adapting definitely more so the novel than anything to do with that 1987 film. I think that this movie touches on a lot of really interesting themes that were like briefly talked about in the OG one, but are really fleshed out way better. Also, the plot makes a lot more sense in this movie.
The
And there's
world makes
just
more sense.
what'd you say?
The world makes more sense.
World
Just
makes a lot more
reword it.
sense. It looks like a dystopian society. I also love how the fact that like there is still countrysides though.
Mm-hmm.
Like my whole entire every time I watch a dystopian thing, I'm like, does Maine still exist? Not necessarily Maine exactly, but I like the fact that some of this movie takes place in the Maine countryside, which is like that makes sense. Like dystopian society, everyone's super poor, everyone's living in these massive cities, but like there's got to still be some land, and so I like that it was shown there.
You know
I
why they
thought,
show Maine?
what'd you say?
You know why they show Maine?
No. Oh, because that's where whatchamacallit, the author, that's where
Stephen
Stephen
King
King's
is
from.
from. He sets all of his stories in Maine. They say Derry, which is where it takes place.
I
There you
saw
go.
a blurb today saying why Pennywise wasn't in this movie. Was he supposed to be?
I know not all of them, but a lot of his books are connected. Like sometimes very small amounts, but yeah,
Maybe
maybe
he's
there's in the original book. Well, no, in the original book, it's written by someone else,
yeah, it
but
is.
it's like his pen name.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised if there was a Pennywise reference in that.
I didn't click on the link because I hadn't seen the movie yet. So something to
Mm.
maybe look into a little bit later. But um I um I really enjoyed the game show aspect. I just think everything made a million times more sense. Like this is by far the superior Running Man. No offense to Arnold, though Arnold got a
Even
little bit.
King agrees.
King came out and said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they had. It's so much better done. They gave Arnold a little shout out, which was cute. Early on, I liked that. Maybe I should have said it for spoilers, but who cares? Get over yourself. All in
We
all,
see it in the first minute.
yeah. All in all, I really, really enjoyed this movie. Would I have known this was an Edgar Wright movie if I didn't know he directed it going in? Probably not, which is a little bit unfortunate. Um, However, it's still like super well done, super polished. He's really good at doing action scenes, which Keegan talked about a little bit last pod, but like he really does show his skill set here. A lot of good action sequences. I really enjoyed it. I think it's about 2 hours on the dot, and this movie flies by. Just really enjoyed it. Really well acted. Like literally everybody is super great in it. Um, Probably the best person is oh man, the game show host Keegan. Drawing a blank on his name.
Coleman Domingo.
Colin Domingo kind of steals scenes.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Which he's fantastic in it. But I mean, Glenn Powell's great in it. Could have used more William H Macy, but can always use more William H Macy. But in general, really phenomenal film. It kind of lived up to the hype that me and Keegan were setting for it for me. I'm like an 8.1 with it. Yeah, really, really, really enjoyed it. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more of a little Edgar Wright, little a flex on it. But besides that, like I thought it was really good. There was twists and turns. I maybe don't love the last 5 minutes of this movie. I kind of maybe liked if they would have ended it a little bit before that. But all in all, like I thought it was super dope.
Yeah, I mean I liked it a lot too. I would go 7 out of 10. It's like we talked about, he does great action, but in terms of the action, it's pretty standard across the board. But there are some really high highs throughout the movie. But like you said, there is such little Edgar Wright in this that's such a bummer. Like, there's flashes of it. Like, there's a scene in the middle of the movie where he's naked and he goes to grab his pants. And just how quickly he grabs his pants is like, oh yeah, that's the Edgar Wright sort of edit with how quickly that happens. But yeah, a lot of it is gone. One of the things I love about the Cornetto trilogy is like, especially Hot Fuzz, is when they travel from place to place, it's not just like showing the sign and then here you are at the next place. It's always like there's always a joke in how they transition from place to place, or there's like storytelling that's happening in those transitions. And this is just classic, like Boston, and now we're in Boston, or Maine, and now we're in Maine. It's like a lot of that seems to be sandpapered away or all like, or removed from his style. I don't know why they would do that, because that's like my favorite part about him is how much he can just pack into every shot that he has. But everyone in this is really good. Brolin, I think, is also a standout. I don't know, is he wearing fake teeth?
Yeah, I think so.
His speech is slightly off. His teeth are like Freddie Freeman large and white. Like they're so kind of off-putting.
He might have just got
He's really
bad
good.
veneers over the past couple of years.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely could have. But he's really a great villain in this. And there's like some legit edge of your seat moments. And despite seeing the original, and while the original is a bad adaptation, you assume the beats will be the same. Like, so I kind of knew how this would end in a way, but still was like pretty fucking nervous at times about what was going to happen to Glenn Powell, what was going to happen to his family. Like you mentioned the themes, some of the same themes from the first one with like deep fakes and AI and um, controlling of news and media are back in this too, but just done so well to the point where like you can't even really trust what you're seeing is actually what is happening. Um, and it's the way they play with that throughout the movie is really, really good. Glenn Powell is a great lead. Super charismatic. I mean, way too jacked for a guy that's like unemployed and like dying. Like his family's so poor. But yet he's crushing protein supposedly all the time. I think the setup for why he's in the games is much better in this one. But like you said, the 5 minutes too long at the back end. I think maybe 5 minutes too short in the front. Of yes, he is desperate, and yes, that is set up, but his decision to go through with this game show seems like a stretch based on who he is, from what we know about him, what his wife says to him, their relationship, his clear love for his daughter. I don't think he's desperate enough to essentially guarantee he's going to die. Like in the universe of this world, uh, no one's ever won the Running Man. So that you sign up to die, and it didn't seem like he would do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like, he goes in to talk to Brolin, like, no way in hell I'm going to do this. I want to do a different game show. Because all he really needed was, it seemed like he needed money to get antibiotics for his daughter or antivirals for his daughter, but it didn't necessarily seem like it was going to be that costly.
right,
And all of a sudden, then he's like, all right, I will risk my life. But yeah, I do think that it jumped pretty quickly from like him just needing like $500 or essentially to all of a sudden being like, I will kill myself for generational
yeah,
wealth for my family. Yeah.
yeah. Which I don't know. Maybe it's just being a viewer in this is. Could you even guarantee that you get that money? Like this corporation is so comically evil that would you even trust that if you survived for a week and then died, that money would go back to your family?
That is something that kind of started pissing me off a little bit, was that like you couldn't really trust anything and they had so much control and all the deep fakes and stuff. It's like, is anyone actually getting this money?
Yeah.
Like if like, are you, what happens after 30 days? Are you really going to live? They can just,
Or get $1 billion. Like,
yeah. And they said 60K in this world would put you in the 1 percentile. So
I was just gonna bring that
1
up.
billion would be like, that's even more than, it sounds like even more than $1 billion in our current society. So
Right.
it's like absolute insane generational wealth that they would give out, I guess, for just 30 days. Doesn't really seem like that was ever part of the equation. in general. Um, and so, yeah, I do think a little bit towards the end that kind of pissed me off a little bit, but I really, 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 really liked. They were kind of backed against the wall, and I really know how they're going to wrap it up. And I think they did a really clever way of ending it. I just wish they would have ended it 5 minutes earlier,
Yeah.
because they kept going, and it kind of lost a little bit of its steam. But yeah,
Yeah. Especially, yeah, we'll get into spoilers, but um maybe by the end of it, the money doesn't even matter though. Like I think he's sort of joins in with the cause despite trying to fight back against the cause a lot of the time. He's like, no, I'm just a competitor. I'm just here for my family. But maybe by the end, the billion or however much it is doesn't even matter. Not
yeah,
that we see anything beyond that, but
yeah, true. And just some little tidbits here. This movie's sitting at a 63% Rotten Tomatoes, um,
oh wow,
which lower than I was expecting.
yeah, me too. I had a great
64.
time.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I was kind of fully expecting this to be like an 80% movie before I looked at it. I didn't look at it until literally 2 seconds ago. And this movie is currently at 28.2 million on a $110 million box office. Looking really quickly, I saw a tweet from a reputable source that says we can officially say it. The Running Man is a certified box office bomb, which was to be expected.
It's tough.
Unfortunate for Edgar Wright. Me and Keegan both love him. I think this movie's quite good. It's too bad because it's kind of had a tough run at the box office, and with critics really recently, with his
Mm,
last two films. All right, Keegan, want to get into spoilers?
sure.
All right.
One thing
Uh,
I'll say, just right off the top, is I love versus the original, not the original. Well, yeah, I guess the original, where everyone's like betting on the side. Is that the common person is involved in the game show where if you report it, you get money. If you just see them, you get money, stuff like that. If it ends up in a kill, you get money. So that much more satiates the audience. Where in the first one, I'm like, why would you even like really care? Like, I believe in the goodness of humanity to like, why would you bet on this or watch this? But if you were also getting generational wealth by participating in this, that makes way more sense that, the entire country would be eager to turn someone in. So yeah, just the setup of the game show in this one is just so much better.
it's fleshed out so much better. It takes place over like longer period of time, where the game show takes place over like 30 minutes or maybe an hour. I'm not really sure. And then the resistance is so much better fleshed out in this one too. It
Yeah.
makes a million times more sense than they just kind of like bumped into the resistance in the middle of like a room type thing.
Hmm.
Here it was like scattered kind of guerrilla warfare type people. I thought that is realistic of what it would probably be like, and also just made the world seem very, very dangerous, because it was like you're safe here kinda, and you got to go all the way here to meet this guy, and you may be safe with him, but like you could
Yeah.
never really trust anybody.
Yeah.
And so
And yeah,
I
and making it a countrywide thing versus just stuck in LA, like that was much better too.
Yeah, for sure. They didn't say the year either, Keegan. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for like 2028.
Well, there does seem to be a lot of uh relevant stuff in this, especially with controlled media and stuff. So I thought they would maybe set it sooner because I mean there is stuff that is crazy futuristic, obviously, just to say the world is, but technology wise, it didn't seem nuts. Trying to think, like
Not really. Like the planes and the weapons and all that stuff kind of seemed pretty
a lot of
normal.
drones. Yeah.
A lot of drones, a lot of self-driving car. Like a lot of that stuff is just kind of like we have that.
Yeah.
The New York and Boston look different than they currently do, and they looked
Yeah.
more dystopian, more like Blade Runner type buildings on
Hmm.
top of each other.
The massive ads on every building, which I always
Yeah,
love. Yeah.
yeah. How the world was sick. I thought it was really well done. How it really did feel like it was still grounded in like America, but
Hmm.
yet still like it felt like it could be a realistic future looking thing. Like it had that futuristic vibe, but it felt grounded in the real world, which I thought was super
Yeah.
sick. I guess I want to talk about the ending because that's the most interesting thing to me. I thought the like the YouTube video, the conspiracy guy, how he like breaks down the plane crash was and like makes it question like the conspiracy, like, is he actually alive? Is he not? What's this debris that fell from the ship? Like, I felt like we were in such a helpless spot, really, where he had like no out. And I thought that was a genius way to kind of write your way out of a corner.
Yeah. I totally agree. And because at that moment, you're like, well, one, you're like, is Glenn Powell alive? Two, is his family alive? Uh, there's that moment where on, well, I think it's being broadcasted. Again, you don't know really what is being broadcasted or just being shown to him. Is like when they say that the four hunters killed his family. I thought that they would turn on the network and like help him, but then he just kind of goes ballistic and kills them anyways. Um, but yeah, the ending's really good. I really like that character too. That family that saves him in Boston is really great. Um, one thing I think is more disappointing in this one than the first one is, I mean, me and you both kind of love the campiness and the American Gladiator-ness of it. The hunters are just kind of soldiers. Like you do have the main guy in his mask, which feels like kind of G.I. Joe or something, but they're not really eccentric or flamboyant in any way. They're sort of run-of-the-mill hunter guys, which is, I feel like they kind of dropped the ball. It could have been way more interesting to have a buzzsaw or whatever.
Yeah, that was my main critique actually, was why don't you just bring back the cast of characters? That was like the best part of the movie, you know,
Yeah,
Fireball and Buzzsaw. Like those guys were sick. I don't understand why you just like at least have some aspect of that. I understand that maybe he was going for a different theme. I'm not really sure what the book's depiction of them are. But the problem was that, yeah, other than the masked dude, the other four guys, I didn't even realize that they were the hunters. Like there was
yeah,
nothing really depicting them from the other people that were holding guns. And so I felt like that really took away from the movie. And it was kind of a miss to get really creative and fun with this. You know, I don't know. Bring another football player back to play Fireball. Ray
Travis
Lewis.
Kelce,
Travis
Ray
Kelce.
Lewis.
Yeah. What? We need more Bad Buddy. That's my biggest
Yeah,
critique.
that's true. My assumption is that in the original novel is that they're just soldiers,
They probably are.
and that's why the '80s one was a change. I will say though that the reveal that Lee Pace, the main hunter, was the guy that went 29 days and was given the bid was really good.
Yeah.
Um, you think you'd have more sympathy by the end, but clearly he's just sort of like this deranged guy who's sort of bought into the network. Um, but yeah, a good kill there. The woman he's with at the end there, she's in the show Task on HBO. Have you seen that?
Nope.
Only seen her in that, and only seen her in this, but she's really good.
Is Task
Um,
good in general?
Task is fantastic. It's what's his name? Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, sweet.
I think you really dig it. Michael Cera is great. Him and Edgar Wright back again for the first time since Scott Pilgrim, with just some of the worst facial hair I've ever seen. But
I love
that
Michael
whole
Cera.
scene was, yeah, he's really funny. That whole scene is really great. It's sort of a Home Alone style scene of just all these trap doors, traps on the floor, things like that. That was great. Um,
I love his mother. That
yeah,
dynamic.
yeah, I love that too because obviously it's elevated, but it feels very like, oh my God, my elderly relative has been watching insert news channel choice and has just completely lost their mind. Like thinks like there's like aliens or like reptiles amongst us, like has just completely lost it. And yet he still is trying to save her the whole time. Like still his mom still cares about her, despite the fact that she's gone completely off the deep end. I thought that was great too.
Yep. Completely agree. I enjoyed the shots at I pretty much the Kardashians, the shot of reality TV
Oh
show,
yeah.
but multiple
Mhm.
times, just pretty much parodying the Kardashians. I thought that was really funny. I thought the scene with the scarf with the girl driving the Tesla, Emilia Jones, right? That's her name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the girl from Task. Yeah,
yeah.
Amelia Jones.
I thought that scene where Glenn Powell's basically like trying to convince her like why he's doing what he's doing. He's like, the scarf around your neck could have saved my child. And it's like,
Oh,
damn,
dude, that's the girl from Coda too.
damn.
Wait, maybe she's not in Task. No, she is. Dude, she does this Philly accent in Task that is ridiculous. She's British too, so she has a good American accent. You still there?
Yeah, just reading about Task.
Um,
Um, I really like that scene. I thought, yeah, I just think that they did a really good job of like hitting on a lot of current day elements.
yeah.
And how, I don't know, it's a pretty bleak society out there. Think Edgar Wright did a good job of really encapsulating a lot of it.
Just reading this description of the plot, people are kept pacified by Freebie, which bombards the population with trashy, violent reality and game shows. Which, yeah, which is Twitter, which is TikTok, which is whatever.
And deep fakes, which
Yeah,
touch upon the OG one, but really done really well here. Um, yeah. Um,
great.
the whole, I think it was really great that when Glenn Powell meets up with what's his name? What's that actor's name? Daniel Ezra?
Looks like it.
Um I loved the that action sequence when Glenn Powell's in the trunk of the car and the
Yes.
bullets are coming through. I think that was my favorite action sequence. I'm trying to think.
That feel like the one with the most Edgar Wright stamp on it. Sorry, go ahead. But I have one more note about Edgar Wright.
Well, yeah, I just, the shots are coming through and then all of a sudden like the trunk like opens up and I love how I'm pretty sure the screen just like goes bright white for a second and you're just like, what the fuck's going on? But I think you really get a reaction of like, that's probably what Glenn Powell would feel like in that moment too, or all of a sudden
Yeah.
the trunk opens up and then he's face to face with these two motorcyclists coming at him. So for me, that I thought that was probably the coolest action sequence. That or just the whole Boston like dive apartment sequence
Oh,
where he's
yeah,
like
that's my favorite.
in a towel going, yeah. Those two are the two standout action sequences for me. But yeah, I loved that character, the Daniel Ezra character. I just love how he was a conspiracy theorist, how he had like the YouTube clips, and the fact that it comes all back at the end. I just thought was super sick.
Yeah, Bugonia and this kind of have a lot more in common than I thought. But one thing so yeah, now that you say the car chase scene, the apartment scene, the Michael Cera scene, there is a ton of really good action here, much more than I actually originally thought. But one thing about Edgar Wright, which is he's famous for, is how good his soundtracks are. And I think this is probably the most score of any movie he's ever done. And again, I do think that hurts it because you open up with, well, not open up with, but there's this scene where Glenn Powell walks to the network, and that's when you get the title sequence. That's when you get directed by. That's when you get the cast. And there's this amazing song I never heard before, and I always discover so much new music from watching Edgar Wright films. But then that's kind of it. The rest of the time, it's really just score. And I think one thing he does so well usually is blends music with action, and that's just not here at all. It's much more score heavy, which again makes it feel like if you get Edgar Wright, why are you taking some of like his best characteristics away from him? Or maybe that's his decision. I don't know, but it does not feel very Edgar Wright with the music either.
Yeah, no, I agree. Kind of surprising, and probably a miss, but you got to think that was probably Edgar Wright's call. They gave him $110 million to make this movie, so I feel like they kind of gave him the keys to the ship. You would think.
Yeah,
It would have been cool. I guess maybe he was worried that it'd feel out of place. Um,
Yeah.
I think it could have worked though. I think you could have made it work. And maybe because now it's so widely done after the popularity of Edgar Wright movies, of James Gunn movies, maybe he's trying to kind of get away from that.
Yeah, that could
As
be
another
true.
thought process as well.
Just
Um,
those two do it so much better than anyone else.
yeah, for sure. 100%. Um, my question to you, Keegan, is if you were in the Running Man, where would you hide?
Dude, I'd be dead so quickly.
Oh, I do love um what's
Please
his
don't
name?
destroy.
Please don't destroy guy. I just wish he was in a little bit longer because I laughed at every scene he was in.
Yeah.
It was
It
so
is
funny.
funny how they break it down. Like, there's always the three contestants. The guy that clearly is way over his head. Because when they're trying out and stuff, I'm like, how the fuck does that guy qualify? But then also as the movie goes on, it's like, this is still ratings based. Like, because there's these moments where like I'm like, how is he not getting shot? And then it's like, oh yeah, because they want him to be alive. Like, he's not in control. Like at any moment throughout this movie, it's always them keeping him alive, missing shots. Um, so yeah, you have the idiot that gives himself away immediately, like uses it to try to get a girl, hilarious. And then the one sort of has already given up and is going to celebrate as much as you can before you die. And then the one person that will actually try to win the thing. Um, just yeah, those tropes are really good. But yeah, it does slowly reveal stuff because like the whole time I'm thinking like, God, he shouldn't be dead. Why is he not dead? But then it's like, oh yeah, no shit, this is why he's alive. It's very subtle, but then once it's revealed, it's like, oh yeah, obviously.
Did William H. Macy actually get tortured? Because it was shot like a dream sequence, but then they never went back to it. And then he makes a comment
Yeah,
saying something about like the dynamite or whatever they had in his pocket. And he's like, oh, Molly didn't tell you everything. So I think that actually happened, but the way that it was
I think it
shot was
did.
like a dream sequence. So I was kind of confused.
Right, because in that scene, that sequence leads to them showing up at his hotel, which
Yeah.
doesn't actually happen. Yeah, I don't know. But that, like, I was nervous as hell. Like, I was like, oh my God, they already got him. But I did think early on, I'm like, man, he's using government or network created post boxes. They're going to know where you are immediately, which
Yeah.
obviously they do.
Yeah, I know. See, so th- my thought process was like, uh, I would go in like deep into the mountains. I would like rent a car because he was able to get a hotel room. So you'd be able to like figure out a way to rent a car. I'd rent a car. I would go deep into the mountains and then just like hide up there and no one would find you. But then I'm like, shit, you have to mail a video
Yeah.
every day. That's the wrinkle that makes this so incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
I
So
think
hard.
my strategy would go to Wyoming or Montana and just podunk towns and just keep moving. Um, go into a town and then immediately book it into the woods.
But what I
Um,
like about the world that they set up is even if you're in podunk towns, there's probably advertising all over the place. It's probably the only thing that's on TV. Like, there is no anonymity at all. Like, they go through that farm and they have the three silos, all of which are grounded ceiling advertisements with his face on it.
yeah, I
So
know.
like there's no escaping it. I
Hey,
love the
Keegan.
scene right in the beginning when he's at uh he takes a train to New York, correct? He's at the train station.
Yes, I'm not sure
And
if the first city's revealed. I don't think it is, but he takes a train to New York. Then,
it's called the Co-op City, which I just took as LA, but I don't know. I guess you wouldn't take a train if you only had a 12-hour head start. But anyways, it's the way Edgar Wright films it is you have Glenn Powell in the foreground and then the advertisement in the background. And he's like looking straight, and then he turns left, and the advertisement turns left, and then he turns right, and the advertisement turns right. It just sort of sets up the fact that, yeah, his face is unavoidable no matter where you go. Everyone knows who this is. Everyone watches this show. He is sort of fucked.
yeah, 2 billion views they said,
Yeah.
which is pretty insane. Um, so the ending, um, So I loved the YouTube video type thing. I thought they were going to kind of end it there. I thought they were going to end it there. And I kind of honestly wanted to be ended there and kind of being up to your own interpretation of what happened. Did she die? Did he die? Is Glenn Powell dead? Is his wife dead? Is his daughter dead? I kind of wanted that just left
Is that too much of a downer, though?
Whatever. This movie's going to be a box office bomb. Just go for it, Edgar. But unfortunately, they did this. I liked how it was like a blurry shot that eventually got more clear, and I kind of liked how he was like in the distance looking at her. I thought that was well done, but I didn't really like that they showed it. They resolved it for us. I wanted it to be unknown. I also like. I think the last scene where the next season of Running Man starts and the crowd's like uproaring and Glenn Powell comes in and like shoots him, we assume at the end.
Executes.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was pretty sick. So maybe that kind of makes up for the whole entire thing, but I would have liked a little more I would have liked a little more mystery there at the end, Keegan.
Ambiguity. Yeah, I was shocked that they don't show it, but he goes back and legit executes Josh Brolin. It's kind of crazy to have your hero be a cold-blooded killer, but I was like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Like, that's what this revolution kind of needs, unfortunately. Like, you do need to get violent if the forces are the power structures are so fundamentally different between the average person and this mega corporation. So I was kind of impressed that they went and had him kill him in that way. Like, not just like blow up the building, but like actually like one-on-one, gun to the head, execution.
Yeah. Pretty sick. I really enjoyed it though. I thought, it lived up to the hype for me. I would have liked a little more Edgar Wright in it, but all in all, I thought it was a really solid movie.
I agree.
Anything else, Keegan, before we jump into Bugonia?
No, I think that's it. I was thinking there's a chance I teach a dystopia class at some point in my career. This being like a one-off unit could be good. I mean, obviously there's better dystopian movies than this, but just in terms of all the modern themes that it's hitting on, it could be a good one.
Oh, here's Stephen King's quote on that. Who had voiced his disdain for the original film, King praised the 2025 adaptation, saying that it's fantastic and a bipartisan thrill ride. Thanks, King. Dystopian class, that's cool. Is that like a thing that's coming down the pipeline, or is that just like a pipe dream?
No, the class does exist, and if there's ever enough people to sign up for it, then I could be one of the teachers that's assigned to do it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
What would be your number one? 2049? 1984?
That has some baggage associated with it, though. I would love to show. This is not really dystopia.
A bunch of nudity.
Science fiction, yeah. But the movie I'm about to say, I love to show Ex Machina because it's science fiction and dystopia. Yeah. I would love to do Ex Machina. However, there is also nudity in that as well.
I believe you were with me. I believe in 8th grade we saw a scene that had nudity, and our teacher just blocked the was that with you? Projector for 5 minutes, like 3 minutes.
Dude, I watched like R-rated stuff in high school, like in class all the time.
Yeah, we watched Gangs of New York, which is one of the most R movies ever, and it was just shown. So
yeah,
love Gangs of New York.
Do you?
That opening scene is the coolest.
I've never seen it.
Dude, watch the first 5 minutes of Gangs of New York. It's the nuttiest thing ever. Yeah. All right, Bugonia. You want to take it first?
Oh, sure. Keys? So Bugonia, which I guess is based on I want to say South Korean movie. Yeah, South Korean movie written by the guy that made The Menu. Have you seen The Menu?
No. Well, no. I've seen the first 30 minutes of The Menu, never finished it. That's on me.
Okay, he was also a writer of The Onion, so he's been pretty prolific the last couple of years. Directed by Yorgos Lanthimos with Emma Stone again, their fifth film, I believe, all in a row. And Jesse Plemons back to back with him as well. They did Kinds of Kindness, which have you seen?
Now have you?
No, I've not seen. And the story did not get into spoilers because ideally you go into this blind. So if you have any interest in this movie, watch it first and then come back. But the basic premise is uh, Jesse Plemons and his cousin, who is on the spectrum, uh, are investigating. They believe aliens have taken over the top 1%, taken over a lot of people making decisions in this country. And as a result, they kidnap Emma Stone, who is a pharmaceutical CEO, and they kidnap her so that they can be taken to the mothership and try to save Earth from uh, the control of these alien invaders. Um, it is so good. I love this movie so much. Jesse Plemons is fantastic in it. I mean, he will be nominated. I'm sure Emma Stone will also be nominated, going for her third Best Actress. Not in a row.
Is she supporting? Will they do category fraud?
They might.
They might. If they do supporting, she's going to win in a landslide.
Yeah, because I would say this is Plemons' movie for sure.
Yeah.
He's so angry and so out of his depth and just trying to keep it composed at all time, and you can just see he's sort of unraveling as we go through this film. Um, and also incredibly relevant again with social media and these people that are just finding conspiracies wherever they can and sort of just committing their whole selves to it, to the detriment of not only them but the people around them. It's based on something else, so I don't know how similar the original movie is, but it just seems so relevant to what's happening now. Um, Such a fantastic film. Great music. Nice Stavros Halkias appearance in this one too. Some Greek pride. Um, yeah, man, just top to bottom, incredible performances, and was glued to it the entire time. It never felt the length of it. Couldn't even tell you how long it is. 2 hours, just shy of 2 hours. Feels like it's 45 minutes. Really, really, really great movie.
Yeah. You want to score it?
I think walking out of it, I was 8.5. I'll probably go 9 though. 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Um, echo a lot of things you say here. Jesse Plemons, a very physical performance too. Like his face is like sunken in. He
Yeah,
has to be a $145 in this movie.
which is funny because not that long ago he was criticized for how much weight he put on after his Breaking Bad role. Like he got pretty heavy. And another thing I want to shout out is the costume design. Is he looks filthy all the time, and like, I have known people that have these shirts that look like almost translucent. They've been worn so much, and they're just so grimy. And then the coat that Emma Stone wears is just pops on screen all the time. Just yeah, again, top to bottom, this film is excellent.
Yeah. And the house in general is just disgusting,
Gross, yeah.
disgusting.
It's how you imagine like any conspiracy theorist to live. Like there's just like shit everywhere and like weird old radios and like
Newspaper
technology
clippings.
newspapers and tin foil and just like all this shit everywhere. I was thinking like when I was watching, like, did they make like, is this a set or they just find some house and just really go to town on it with all like this dirt and bullshit?
Yeah, I feel like he probably found a house and just went to town on it.
Yeah.
But then yeah, there's a mystery element to it where you're going back and forth about, is this thing a thing or is it not, with the conspiracy theory. And yeah, man, it's something you kind of just have to see for yourself because it's a pretty hard movie not to spoil, but it's spooky, it's haunting, it's got twists and turns. Um, I mean, frankly, I think this is my movie of the year. I thought One Battle for Another would be tough to beat, but then like literally I found myself sitting on the edge of my seat during this movie. Like legitimately, I was sitting on the edge of my seat. I watched it in a packed theater. I actually think it heightened the experience. Um, it was it was pretty good. And this was also one of those movies that just like when the movie ended, there was almost like a hush around the crowd, which I
Yeah.
truly love when a director can kind of do that. I love Yorgos. I love when he's just kind of out there and has fun with it, and this movie definitely does that. So for me, this movie is a 9 out of 10 as well, Keegan. And I think it's currently in the driver's seat for my movie of the year. Go watch it. It's phenomenal. It's gonna get a boatload of nominations, I imagine. 87% Rotten Tomatoes currently, a little bit lower than I would expect, actually.
Wow.
And 30 million at the box office on a roughly $50 million budget. Okay.
Ooh. And
Um, where's it?
it's been out for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but it didn't go wide until like last week, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. I don't know. I hope it makes money. It better make money. Um, the I guess before we get into spoilers too, I thought the brother on the spectrum or the cousin on the spectrum was super good. Aiden Dilbus,
Yeah,
who
he's
I
excellent, and you need him for some of this stuff because you need someone with Plemons that isn't quite as far and can still kind of point out what he's doing is insane. Because if you're just in his world, you can justify anything he's doing. You need the person to be like kind of on board, but kind of like this might be going too far. Um, so yeah, their dynamic is incredible.
yeah. All right, we'll hop into spoilers. And the first thing I guess we'll talk about, because we're kind of on topic here, the chemical castration scene early on is just brutal. Like I covered my eyes. I didn't want to see any of that.
Yeah,
I felt so bad for what's his character's name? Don. Oh no, sorry,
Donnie,
as Don.
cousin
Yeah,
Donnie.
Don. I felt so bad for him because he's on the spectrum, and you can kind of see the control that Jesse Plemons' character Teddy has over him, convincing him to get chemically castrated like he did, so they can be totally focused on what they need to do here. I think it's great that it just really shows that Teddy's just like massively insane. Um, and
But he's not. That's the fucking crazy thing with this movie
yeah,
is he's right the whole time, which is that's why the ending of this movie, because the whole time you're like, oh yeah, this is QAnon, this is the lunatics, and then he's correct. So like there's that moment where um Emma Stone's like, oh yeah, we made the ark, we came down, we've been like doing all this stuff. And then I just in my head, I'm just picturing like that meat eater movie watcher being like, "Is she serious? Is she telling the truth?" It's like, and then I'm like, obviously she's lying to him. And then no, she's not. She's telling the total truth. She's finally cracked. She's finally admitted that she's an alien. But yeah, dude, it's just like that twist of it being real is insane. But it also makes me question what the message is of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because
So
if he's right, if QAnon's right, if you're going to these crazy lengths over these causes, like I don't know,
yeah, you bring up a great point. Um, the twist itself, in the back of my mind, I kept thinking that maybe it was going to be true, but then we got so late into the movie that I was like, all right, it would have been revealed by now. It would have been hinted more by now. They're
yeah.
very much just kind of playing this pretty straight. And then it was revealed that you're just like, fuck, holy shit. And that's when the hush around the crowd was like, you know, the movie wraps up, I don't know, 5 minutes after it's revealed, and just people were just sitting down. And I was just looking over at Ryan, and I was just like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, super excited, clapping, whistling at the screen. I do think that maybe it takes away a little bit from the meaning here that, like, Teddy's insane and don't be Teddy, where it's like, hey, be suspicious of everybody. I am not really sure. You bring up a good point. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to take from this movie. I mean, what I take from this movie is that don't be Teddy. Like, don't take it to that extreme. Like, these people are insane. However, I do think that Yorgos is also trying to put a spotlight on, you know, corporations and I guess it's kind of a balancing act between the two. Like, neither people's right here. Both have their faults. Sure. And so I guess it's trying to find the balance between the two. Obviously never go to this extreme in either scenario, but yeah.
Yeah. CEOs aren't evil aliens, but also do question methods and corporations and stuff. Yeah.
Or he's just saying that CEOs are equivalent of aliens.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I've been grappling with this one for a while, but oh my gosh. Oh, this movie is funny. Like, very funny at times. The ending is absurd, and I was laughing out loud. It's also so goddamn sad, especially when you're just looking at it from this perspective of Don and how his story ends with committing suicide in a very brutal manner. And that, dude, the scene with the antifreeze where Jesse Plemons is convinced to kill his mom is just like unbelievable sadness and trauma is throughout this entire movie. But you also have this moment where Emma Stone, well, Jesse Plemons explodes himself, and then Emma Stone emerges from a like a goopy goo and out of an alien spaceship with this ridiculous headdress. Like, the way it's able to balance the absurdity of the alien stuff with the trauma and sadness of Teddy and Don in particular is kind of impressive, and huge credit to Yorgos that he can do this. But he's been doing that really for his entire filmography. Like, every movie he has is weird and sad. And it really, I can't imagine, I don't know many directors that can balance those two things as well as he can. And I guess I should be expecting it at this point, but it still kind of always catches me off guard that he can do both.
Yeah. And I think kudos to Plemons and Stone here, for how well that back and forth, that battle is, in order to get that across. Yeah, man. I forgot about the Plemons suicide jacket when he goes in that closet and explodes. And you're kind of just like, oh, his suit must have been just like, he doesn't know what he's doing with explosives, you know? But then in all actuality, it was probably like when he was getting zapped up to the ship, I guess, that it exploded.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my take was that it was just poorly made.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Because, I don't know, do you think she was, like, gonna take him up there?
I don't know.
Like, I think she had gotten to that point where she's like, all right, dude, you won.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to show you.
Yeah. And then I think maybe she thought she could, like, kill him up there. But I think she was ready to, like, do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I think Plemons, like, kind of won. Until he didn't.
Agreed. Until he didn't.
Unless she knew that he was going to explode because during that transition, the suit was probably going to explode. I don't know. That's why she didn't go into the thing with him.
Or it couldn't fit to.
The calculator thing, too.
Yeah, I was just going to say how ridiculous. It's like a 95-digit code, and she's, like, slowly putting it in. But then again, it's real. Like, there's so much laid out that it's like, this is ridiculous. This is so stupid. Obviously he's wrong. Obviously he's fucking with him. Holy shit, he's right. Like there's this, it's for 99% of the movie, it's like this guy's is a lunatic. And then it's like, oh no, he was right the entire time. We should have believed him. Which I'm wondering if on a second watch, how much of your viewing changes of what he's doing.
I think it
Because
would.
he's very violent, he's very aggressive. Um, he's clearly unhinged, but again, and then just like, is that justified? I mean, this is horrible to say, but is torture, is capturing someone, is tying them up, is any of that justified if you are correct? And if that's what it takes.
You can
Does
go
the
with,
end justify the means, I guess, is really what the argument is.
yeah. Well, like, what happens exactly with his mom? She got some new cancer treatment, right? But it ended up putting
Yeah.
her in a coma
Yeah.
instead of actually helping her. And then we think that the pharmaceutical company probably knew that a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
They knew more
Well,
than
she
was
was
let
part
on.
of class action,
Yeah.
I believed. And they did pay her out somewhat.
But the cost of a
Enough for
life
him
is
to.
priceless. Yeah.
Right, right. So then, yeah, man, I have the cure. It's in my car. It's in a bottle of antifreeze.
I mean, that's
Oh, and you
kind of
know that this guy is so
desperate.
buys into this so much that he'll do whatever the fuck you say.
Yeah, and that was incredibly tough to, like you said, that was incredibly tough to watch. He's like crying as he leaves the hospital. Tears are
Yeah,
pouring down his face. I didn't realize that was Alicia Silverstone
yeah.
of Clueless
Found that
fame.
out
I
later
didn't
too.
realize that was her. They made her look way older. She's only 49 in real life, so there must have been like prosthetics or something going on there.
Yeah, gotta be.
I did not recognize her at
Well,
all.
don't you only see her when it's flashbacks of Teddy as a kid?
You see her in the hospital bed too, don't you?
Oh yeah, I guess you do. You're right. You're right.
But it's brief. It's brief. Um, Emma Stone, also really good physical acting here. The broken leg that she has, or the broken
Oh,
kneecap scene.
yeah,
Oh, that
horrible.
I
And then another part about that is that she like jumps out of the ambulance.
yeah.
It's not. I'm like, oh, your knee would explode on impact if you did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, I was like, okay, she's an alien. As soon as she like ripped the
Oh, really?
IVs out, right? Because like, what else would she be doing at that point?
That's true.
All right, what's your best analogy? Oh wait, we need to talk about the cop, the police officer. What's his name? I love that guy.
Stavros Halkias.
Yeah,
That scene's also so good when he comes and like he turns off the baby monitor, and there's just you're just waiting for him to go into the basement the
yeah.
whole time.
And I honestly don't think Stavros, what's his name, Casey. I don't think Casey really ever had any idea. I think he was completely oblivious the whole entire time.
You know what else I loved about that is clearly he did something
Yeah.
so terrible to Teddy in the past, like maybe molestation or something like awful, and that's just like sort of bubbling under the surface the entire time. And clearly, and Teddy wants to just be like, dude, we're good. I don't want to think about it anymore. But there's just lingering guilt from Casey that he just like, can't let it go. He needs Teddy to be like, it's okay. We're fine. Or they need to talk about it. Something has to happen for him to finally move past it. And then there's that happening. That she's locked in the basement that's happening. You have Teddy or Donnie with a gun uncomfortably in the basement. Like all this happening at once is just the tension's unbelievable.
So much tension. You do feel so bad for Teddy. Like they do a good job of you do get sympathy for him.
Yeah.
And then quickly it turns like this guy's insane, but like with once it starts getting revealed a little bit that Emma Stone, Michelle Fuller's character, and what they did to Teddy's mom, which, you know, obviously it seemed like Michelle didn't have like direct correlation causing Teddy's mom to go into a coma, but was at least like part of the pharmaceutical company that contributed to it. And then you also get the whole Casey as a police officer molestation thing with Teddy, like, and then the whole antifreeze thing happened. So I mean, like, there's a 30-minute stretch there where you're just like, man, I feel bad for this guy. And then he ends up being right. And so it kind of just turns the narrative on its head the last like 30 minutes of the movie, where you kind of understand how this monster became to be. And then just to find out that he was right the whole entire time is just, it's just weird. It's fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of feel bad for them, for both of them the whole time. Like, obviously, I have no love for CEOs, let alone pharmaceutical CEOs, but no one deserves to be fucking tortured and shaved and held on that cot in a dingy ass basement. Yeah, the way you're able to sympathize with both characters the entire time, up until the end, really is incredible. I'm really interested to see how this does come award season, because like you said, I do think One Battle After Another is probably going to be front runner, I'd say. Maybe I don't know. I wonder if there's going to be some what's the word when you get sick of awarding the same person over and over? Fatigue. I mean, there might be some Emma Stone fatigue, maybe some Yorgos fatigue, and that might hurt him. But I don't know. We'll see.
Did he straight up win for Poor Things or no? I know Stone did, but did Yorgos
No,
win anything?
I don't think he's ever won anything.
I don't think so either.
But all this stuff gets nominated.
Yeah, tons of noms, but
yeah, Poor Things had 11. The Favorite had 10. Only 5 wins in those 21 nominations, though.
yeah, he's been
Kind of got
nominated
nothing.
for 5 Academy Awards, but never won. So I don't know. Part of him is due, but PTA's never won before either.
Yeah.
And like, I do think One Battle for Another is still the favorite, but this is a very, very interesting alternative that they could go. Because this would definitely have a lot of fans, the way that they did this whole entire thing. What's your thoughts on the bee connection? I guess Emma Stone's the queen bee, right?
Hive mind.
Hive mind?
Isn't it a hive mind?
Okay, that makes sense.
I think the aliens, I think it's a hive mind society.
Okay. And so basically Jesse Plemons is like the only one who can kind of see past that, essentially.
Yeah. There's also, she talks a lot about how selfless bees are as workers, and humans cannot put their ego aside for like anything. Like, even though we have worked together, obviously, for our entire existence, there are times where we cannot move past that, and bees don't have that at all. It's always for the greater good. It's always for the cause. So I think, as someone who's kind of overseeing Earth, she wants humans to be more like
The
bees and just do the fucking work. But we can't.
I like it. Good job.
Yeah. Thanks.
Gold star, thumbs up, pat on the back.
Oh, and we're killing the honeybees too.
We are killing the bees.
So,
which is too bad.
We are killing the better of the two workers.
Yeah, this is true. And who doesn't love honey? What is it, like 90% of ours pollinate, or 90% of the fruit we get is via bee pollination? They say something like that at the beginning.
2/3 of our food comes from bees.
There it is. Man is just locked in right now. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I have to say here.
I mean, I did see it like 3 weeks ago, but
same. So you go on. Oh, I have something. Go on.
Okay, we're sitting at trivia, and it's me, Rossi, and Dan, and this trailer comes on, And Rossi goes, "Man, what is this movie even about?" I'm like, "Do not tell me. Do not say a word. I don't want to know." And Dan goes, "Oh, Jesse Plemons kidnaps the CEO because he thinks he's an alien." I'm like, "Dude, I just said don't tell me." He's like, "Oh, it's just the premise." I'm like, "Yeah," and I did not want to know that.
That's
So
fair.
mad. I was
Yeah.
so mad.
I mean, at least that is revealed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it's so funny, like working out too before they do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The initial workout scenes. Um, the electrocution scene, Keegan, and they play basket case.
They do play basket case.
Which when they played it, I was like, "That's sick." This is one of Keegan's favorite songs. One of my favorite songs of all time too, but definitely one of Keegan's favorite songs of all time. Great that they played it there. That scene was extremely tough to watch.
Yeah.
And I think it's looking back, it's like kind of funny that Jesse Plemons is like, "Oh my God, you're a queen. I am
Yeah.
so sorry."
Yeah. Yeah, he is really remorseful after he does it. Not because he did it, just because he's like, "Oh, I'm in the presence of royalty."
Yeah,
It's funny how much knowledge he has about them. Like, he's he's right every single time. Like, everything he says, he nails.
100%.
Which is
Yeah.
funny that they were able to, like, how he was able to gather that, I have no idea. But yeah, the woman next to me started breaking out in basket case, which kind of pissed me off because I'm like, just let him cook, just let him listen to the song, please. So that was annoying, but
Do not sing in theaters. That's a PSA.
no, yeah, it's crazy.
Um, but yeah, all in all, sick film. I think I covered all my bases there. Anything to add?
Nothing's coming to mind.
Go see it. In short, it is very good. All right, Keegan, you've already talked about it, but how good's that beer?
Oh my god, incredible, incredible. Uh, here you go, honey buzzed, funky fermented by Stardust Cellars. It's 5 out of 5. Would buy it again. Would buy it in a 4 pack. I don't even know where this place is from, but man, it's North Carolina. There you go.
Come on, raise up.
Well water, raw honey, organic lemon, ginger, carbon dioxide, potassium sorbate, potassium metabisulfite. 7 simple ingredients. Yeah, it's incredible. I wish it was a 6 pack. I wish I had more of them. I feel like I'm gonna rip through these 3 pretty quickly. Only 5%. Not a
That's
great like November beer, but doesn't matter. Pumped about it.
if the shoe fits, man. If the
Yep.
shoe fits. Um, his cuteness will cut you to pieces. Bunny with a chainsaw. That's the full blurb on the can.
Nice.
This is a really dang good beer. I would go 4.5 out of 5. Um, I love it. It is super smooth. I can get a little view of what it looks like in a pint. Super tasty, super delicious. Um, I would probably buy this again. I don't think it was insanely expensive. I think it was like $14 for a 4 pack from Trader Joe's. But it's 8.2% pints, so I think that's actually like not a terrible deal. So
No, that's really good.
yeah, so I'm certainly gonna buy it again. Easy to get. Well, if you're local, it's easy to get because it's just at Trader Joe's. King, what have you watched?
I've been on a big TV kick. Pluribus just came out on Apple TV, which is the new Vince Gilligan show. He made Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Ray Seahorn's the main actress in it, back from Better Call Saul. 1 episode in, sci-fi this time. Really interesting premise. That's on Apple TV. Watching The Chair Company with Tim Robinson. That's hilarious, but also maybe too long. Are you watching that on
No,
HBO?
I'm not. What's
It's
it on?
it's very HBO. It's very I think you should leave. Which maybe it being 4 hours stretches it a bit too far. Like it's absurd and like almost too absurd at times. We're kind of losing sense of the plot in the last couple episodes, but still like laugh out loud funny. He cracks me up. And then Task, I'm slowly getting through as well. With Mark Ruffalo, plays an FBI agent investigating a missing child and uh drug dealers, I guess, in Philadelphia. He's a former Catholic priest turned FBI agent. 4 episodes. I'm not sure why he changed yet. That's still being revealed as well. Have you seen Mayor of Easttown
No,
with Kate Winslet?
no. Same
Same
producer,
creator as that.
creator.
Yeah, set in Philly as well. Great Philly Delco accents. Besides that, I don't think I've watched anything else. Oh, Predator Badlands is fucking awesome. Check that out.
What
I
would
think
you
that's it
score it?
though.
What would you score it?
7.5.
Dang.
Talking just great action movie. And Elle Fanning's in it in a dual role. She's great. Yeah. Predator Badlands rocks.
Did you see Bruce Springsteen?
No.
Did you
So I
see?
haven't listened to your pod yet.
Have you seen Frankenstein?
Did not like it.
Cool. Well, I didn't have anyone that saw Frankenstein last pod. So that's what I'll say for what I watched recently was Frankenstein. You didn't like it?
No, dude.
It's
Which is funny. The last 2 Del Toro movies I've seen have been at Cedar Lee. Both missed hard.
I think I gave it a 7.6, but I said it was such a soft score because I can't rate. He just loves his monsters so much. It's so
And
cute.
the creature is far and away the best part of that movie. Victor is insufferable. The first half of the movie is I will never watch it. I can't stand it. It deviates from the book too much. The ending is not deserved at all. Too much action. It seems like it was a producer's note. It's like you got to have more action for the average viewer. You don't need that action at all. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the book is really short. It takes like 4 hours to read. Just read the book.
The book's awesome. I've read the book
Book's
twice.
awesome.
The book's
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite books I've read. But I kind of liked where it deviated. It was more like pro monster, which is cute because Del Toro loves his monsters.
Yeah, but spoilers for this 200-year-old book. The monster still does bad stuff. Like, he's not a pure character. Like, yes, obviously Victor treats him like dog shit, and he doesn't deserve that either, but he does kill. Like, he does do bad things. Like, actively. Like, he's not this innocent puppy that... Well, he does kill in this movie, too, but again, those scenes I kind of just remove from the story.
Yeah, I mean, like the intro, the monster's like super brutal and stuff like that, but then the
Yeah.
rest of the movie he comes off as this like cute little puppy. I think it was an interesting twist. I mean, it's so Del Toro that like at the end of the day, he loves monsters more than humans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's so I thought that was just kind of I don't know. It looks really really good, but man,
Yeah, it does.
it's just a painful bore, and it's also one of those.
So boring.
It's so long.
It's 2.5. It's long as shit.
The Christoph Waltz character that he shoehorned in there was probably really didn't add anything, and definitely added runtime to the movie.
Yeah.
But
Are we doing spoilers for this, by the way?
Pardon?
Are we doing spoilers for this?
Yeah, we can spoil. Spoiler alert.
Christoph Waltz's plan being at the fucking 11th hour, the last possible second, I'm gonna be like, hey, by the way, put my brain in. Dude, you open with that. That's your pitch. You can do this experiment. I'll fund the whole thing. Put my brain in the body. That's what you open with.
I agree.
Ridiculous.
I agree. I thought that character was stupid and unnecessary and added a bunch of runtime. And you had to get to the monster's story earlier on.
Yes.
Because it's been a while since I read it, but I feel like doesn't it happen earlier in the book? I feel like it doesn't happen it happens like at the 2-hour mark, I feel, of this movie. Or maybe this movie just felt 3.5 hours.
It's probably 1.5 hour Victor, hour monster.
It needed to be...
The Victor is so long.
It needed to be more an hour.
And there's that weird, also created for the movie, love interest with his brother's wife. That's not in the book. He has his own love interest who the monster kills. Again, kind of need that too. There's no Bride of Frankenstein at all in this movie. That's in the book. Again, kind of need that too. And then the ending of them forgiving each other. After what we see is this fucking horrible relationship. We see the creature kill like 15 dudes. We see them just yell at each other and like be afraid of each other. And then after all this is done, it's like, all right, yeah, I forgive you. There's nothing in either of their story that suggests any remorse or love, like, at all.
Yeah, I think it's totally
Granted,
fair.
my coworker loved it. She loved that moment especially, but I'm like, that did not seem earned to me at all.
Yeah, it really... I agree. I think I'm pretty close to where you align with this movie. I don't like... Del Toro's just so cute. He want to make this a 3-parter. And they talked him down to making just 1 2-hour and 45-minute movie. He wanted to do he wanted to do one movie that was based on Frankenstein, one that was based on the monster, and then another movie that was based on the aftermath. No one would have watched that.
No. Also, you're on Netflix, dude. Do a 4-hour miniseries.
Yeah. And it probably would have been better.
Yeah. Speaking of Del Toro, actually, I'm playing Death Stranding right now on PlayStation. And he's a character in it. Did I talk about this last time?
No.
Oh. He's a character in the game. It makes me laugh every time.
Really? What is like, he?
Well, someone else is doing the voice, but it's his body. It's hilarious.
That's so sick. I will say that allegedly Christoph Waltz character is added to Frankenstein to symbolize production companies and getting in the way of artists' work.
All right, I can see that.
Yeah, which adds a little
bit. Didn't need it, but I could see it.
Yep, adds a little flair to it. But once again, I don't think it was necessary. But cool. All right, Keegan. I got anything else?
I'm good.
Cool, dude. Thank you for coming back on. Always a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Solid pod per usual. The next podcast I'll be doing is on Wicked. I don't know who's gonna be my guest, but we'll figure that out.
One of your sisters, surely it has to be a Wicked fan.
Not really.
Really? I can't believe that.
I know, kind of surprising. I'm rewinding Wizard of Oz. That'll be coming out. That's gonna be coming out before this. That comes out tomorrow, which was fun.
I was gonna say, because that should be a 5-second rewind. Perfect movie. Watch it. End of podcast.
Oh, I know, but it's just fun to talk.
Is there a single negative comment made that entire podcast?
Yeah, I think there's not enough tension between
sexual tension.
There's not enough sexual tension between the cowardly lion and the witch is my biggest note. I think the lion's song, he has a second solo song that's just like unnecessary, and I don't think there's enough tension.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember that.
And there's not enough tension between the journey to the Oz, I feel. That was it. I mean, it was interesting because it was the first time I saw the movie in 15 years.
That was the first Blu-ray I ever owned.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's widely regarded. So it's widely regarded as a good movie. No, it's widely believed. It's believed to be the most watched movie of all time.
I believe that.
Because every year CBS would show it over the holidays, and it would get like 33 million views in the 50s and 60s. And so
And it had to have done numbers when its first run too, right?
it lost $1 million on its first run.
What?
Yeah, see, that's what you gotta. Podcast was good, Keegan.
Who'd you do it with?
Did my buddy Ian Jones, who's
Nice.
he is a theater major,
Theater nerd?
theater nerd. Yeah, so he saw Wicked on Broadway. Doesn't really like Wicked though.
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm not really excited for Wicked, but I feel like I need to do it.
First one's a nice 6 out of 10. All the good songs are in part 1, so we'll see.
I'm seeing it premiere night because I want to use my AMC card to see it. So I'm seeing it Wednesday. Front row.
Yuck.
Yeah, it'll be tough.
Front row, dude. Yes. We can end this, but I saw a play last night at my high school and sat third row, furthest right seat. Dude, I'm here all day. My neck and back hurt so bad by the end.
What'd you see?
Clue.
Oh.
And I've never seen the film, but I guess the play was the movie.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
lends itself
really good.
well.
Really
great. Clue's great.
Yeah. So now I'll listen to the pod with you and Antonio and Liam.
Yeah. We touch on Clue.
Oh yeah, it's one of those.
I mean, yeah, you know how those guys are.
Yeah, of course.
At one point, we were just going through like Agatha Christie novels and just talking about other whodunits, and then we got into like movie biopics.
Jesus. Cool.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, we can call this here.
Uh,
Peace.
Later.